Explanation of the evidence at the Pentagon on 9/11, created by Wayne Coste, narrated by David Chandler. Here's the table of contents, and here's the table of contents for chapters 9 to 17. Chapter 10, Analysis of the CITGO Security Cameras. There were 4 usable video releases related to the Pentagon on 9/11. 2 were the Pentagon security gate cameras, one of which includes the notorious 5 frames, whose release was originally unauthorized. Detailed analysis, which we will see in Chapter 11, verifies their authenticity. There were 3 DoubleTree hotel security cameras, only one of which was pointed toward the Pentagon. Topography prevents a discernible view of the plane approach and impact. It shows the fireball and not much else. We will discuss that one briefly also in Chapter 11. Finally, there is a composite video from several CITGO security cameras, which we will be talking about in this chapter. This is an overview of the area around the CITGO gas station, which lies between the Navy Annex and the Pentagon. It has a security camera aimed to the southwest, as shown in the shaded region. The flight path is just south of the station, and the shadow of the plane would pass even closer, as shown here. The tree marked in the picture is visible in the video frames. It will be useful in validating some of the impediments to the view that we will be talking about later. Based on the direction of the sunlight and the location of the shadow, we can estimate the plane was at a height of about 75 feet above ground level as it passed by. This is an independent measurement that fits in well with other information we have on the flight path. Here is an aerial view that shows the relation between the CITGO station and the Pentagon. The flight path is in red and the light poles are shown in yellow. The box in the bottom right corner is the area we will be focusing on. Notice there's a shadow of a tree in the very bottom right-hand corner. This is the tree marked on the previous diagram. The single pump side of the station is where many camera crews set up on 9/11. On the right is the compressed natural gas pump. The gasoline pumps are off to the left, closer to the CITGO store, and that is where the security camera is located. This was home base for the commercial camera crews on 9/11. They were out of the way of the rescue efforts and were allowed to spend their time filming and uploading their images. CITGO Security Video. The video is a composite that consists of multiple windows within a single frame. On the top right corner is the dual pump side of the station. That's where Sergeant Lagasse has the light car that's seen at the pump. He's going to leave about 15 to 20 seconds after the shadow passes. The shadow is in the area highlighted in yellow. The lower 2 images are from the store. There's going to be some excitement after the shadow appears as they go up against the windows and go outside. Post-impact, if you watch the original video, people can be seen gathering and rushing outside in the area highlighted at the bottom right. Zooming into this particular area, we see out the single pump side of the station toward where the shadow will appear. The frames on the bottom right are the sales floor of the store. There is a time and a date stamp, but neither date nor time is accurate. Let's take a look at the photos of the shadow of the plane. In the blue oval at the frame with a time stamp of 9 hours 40 minutes 35.33 seconds is the shadow. It appears as 2 shadowy areas separated by a space in the middle. The split appears to be from some impediment in the foreground, between the camera and the tree in the background. In the purple oval is Sergeant Lagasse. In the video you can see him moving around, possibly talking to his dog. Wayne Coste is of the opinion that he's facing the store area, not away from it, but that's a little speculative. Here's the window that will show the shadow when it passes. What we can see here are cars passing along the roadway behind the CITGO station. When the shadow passes, it will be visible for only 1 frame. There's no transition. The previous frame it has not arrived, and in the following frame it has passed. Here is the zoomed-in view of the frame without the shadow. Note the tree in the background that we indicated on the map. Here it is, marked with a green curve over it. Identifying the tree will help in identifying what it is in the foreground that's obscuring part of the shadow. It turns out to be some trees or shrubs. Here's the frame with the shadow. Let's alternate with the previous frame for a few times to get a blink comparator effect to make the shadow more visible. The cars that travel on the street in the background, moving from left to right or right to left, disappear or partially disappear occasionally as they are obscured by foreground trees and shrubs. Visual impediments. Here's the line of sight from the security camera that showed the shadows across the street to the tree, which here is visible in the very corner of the frame. In the security camera, the tree looks rather distant, but as you can see here, the roadway and the tree are very close to the gas station itself. The yellow oval highlights some of the taller shrubs. There is not enough detail to map out all of the impediments exactly, but it's clear that at least this pair of small trees would at least partially block the view. Here is another view taken on the day of 9/11 that shows some of the shrubs. The taller trees and shrubs are not shown, but this at least establishes that there were shrubs present. This is a 2008 view from Google Maps Street View that shows the small trees grown larger. The tree across the street is directly behind the camera and shown in the bottom right insert view. It appears that one or both of the trees, even when smaller, would obscure the view of a shadow on the road from the point of view of the camera at the station. Because of the saturation and very high contrast in the security camera video, you can't tell what's there, but the impediments partially block cars as they pass and would block out part of the shadow as well. Analysis of the visual impediments. Here is South Joyce Street as seen from the security camera. The roadway is highlighted. In the original video, you can see cars drive back and forth along this street. But as they go past, there are certain areas where they are not seen. The red boxes are areas where you can see cars, but the blue shaded areas are where vehicles traveling east to west are obscured. It appears that the areas of obscuration are because of trees and shrubs in the way. Here are the two shadow blobs. They are in areas where the cars become visible, but the area between them is where vehicles are obscured. It is therefore reasonable to assume that they are part of a larger single shadow pattern with a fuzzy obscuration seeming to erase the middle. In Chapter 11, we will be talking about the analysis of the Pentagon security cameras.